Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, back again, and today we're going to be talking about something that I like to talk about. I like to talk about things that are not of my world, I guess, because they're the conversations that we need to have. And today I'm speaking to, is it Olivia or Liv?
It's Olivia.
Olivia from Locks to Lashes.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about your salon and you and how you kind of became who you are today, the struggles and the challenges and the good things, the bad things that have happened. And are you from Shrewsbury originally?
Originally from London.
Oh, are you?
Born in London and grew up in Wales, mid-Wales.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. I grew up in Wrexham.
Nice.
Yeah. So what would lead you into sort of the health and beauty, hair and beauty sort of? Is it just something that you were born to do? Is it something?
I think I've always been drawn to the creative side of life, and I've always wanted to do something arty. And I started off with Tony and Guy hairdressing in Shrewsbury back in the day, and got my job there as an assistant. And it's my passion sort of followed on from there, really, with hairdressing, and beauty.
We spoke to Manola Moss a while ago. I love her to bits. She's fantastic, and she does eyelash extensions. And it's obviously it's not a world that I don't have any hair, guys. I did. I used to really look after my hair and look after it. I miss it very much. But I like finding out about these things because it's important. When you step into this world, what challenges does someone face when it comes to becoming your own artist, your own stylist, and not falling into the I guess the mistakes that people make?
I think you've got to have the passion for it and the flair. It's if you enjoy doing it, then you create your own kind of style, and that's with Tony and Guy. That's what they sort of helped me do in my career. They're quite an arty, top quality salon and good trainers. So,
well, I know the name Tony and Guy. I think everybody does. It's kind of a big name. Is there a lot of pressure at stepping into something like that?
It's like I say, it's hard work. But to be a good hairdresser, you've got to go through.
Is it like dog eat dog, or is there lots of people to help you out?
There's lots of people to help you out. Yeah. The training, the guys that taught us, model nights and things, they were all, they showed us all their skills and stuff. Yeah. It's good.
I imagine that it's a lot of pressure though, isn't it? When you're like, you're colouring someone's hair, or you're doing something that could be, is permanent. You cut something that's permanent. Lots of pressure there.
Yeah. Made lots of mistakes when I was younger. But
really?
You learn from your mistakes, And
what's like the worst thing that's ever happened and you've gone like, oh my God? But you can laugh about it now, but at the time it was probably really devastating towards.
I cut this girl's hair once at Francesco's and completely bodged it up. And it was a graduated bob haircut. And it got shorter and shorter and wonkier and wonkier.
Wow.
And the mother just sort of looked at me in disgust. And I was pretty shaken up by it. But again, I never did it again, so...
Wow. Yeah. I couldn't put myself into that much, but it goes for a lot of things, doesn't it? Whether it's wedding photography, whether it's hairdressing, whether it's tattoo artists. These are things that you need to have that kind of a real focus. Otherwise, you're gonna cause yourself issues. And I guess there's only so many mistakes you can make before.
Yeah, it's the responsibility of somebody's life at the end of the day, isn't it? Your hair is everything to you. And if it's not right, then...
Unless you've got none like me. What are the... So, you Tony and Guy, you're there?
Yeah.
How long were you there for?
I was there for a good 4 years.
Good 4 years?
Yeah, so we trained for a good 2 years. And then you go to a bardering academy where you pass off all your cuts within 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then once you've qualified, you're then able to go on the shop floor and let loose on people's hair.
I love that, let loose.
Yeah. And then I moved over to Francesco's for a couple of years and got some more good training. Yeah. And then I had my own little salon at home for a little while and then decided to open up Locks to Lashes in Ellesmere Road. So
when did you open up Locks to Lashes?
That was 2017.
2017, okay. And you go from being trained and being part of a very glamorous cog in a machine. I guess you can put, but to be in the machine.
Yeah.
How is that? I mean, it sounds pretty daunting.
Yeah, it's scary.
Where does this go? I'm sorry, I'm late. Where we haven't got any of this. We've got all these problems that you have to deal with all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's you've got to be focused. You've got to be focused and have the answers and get on with it. Running my own business, it's been tough at times. It's especially when COVID hit. We'd only been established a couple of years, and just started to, make something of ourselves, and then had to close for a good year and a bit. So it's been tough.
And lots of people had those COVID haircuts, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Redos.
I mean, okay, yeah, it was terrible. It really was, and nobody's ever going to deny that. It was a terrible time for a lot of people, especially people, with hair or close-up stuff, tattoos, like I said, anything, massaging, all these kind of things gone completely.
Yeah.
How did you cope with all that?
It was really hard to begin with, because something that I had a passion for, I started to not have a passion for, because I was out the loop. You'd back open, you close, you back open again, and it was hard work mentally. To do something that I love, and then to have that sort of taken away from you, and you couldn't even do it at home because you weren't allowed. So it was tough and daunting, having to having my own business and thinking, well, how am I going to rerun it again? In a new way.
Did salons have any help from the government?
But it was slow. It was slow, like a lot of other help for other people. But yeah, eventually the help came in, and we were, we got what we needed. But we were one of the last, and since then we've been recognised as not just hairdressers. People that support their clients and friends, and
you offer people confidence.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what you do. I went to the Turkish barber on Mardol. Great guys. We were before we went to Greece. We went in Greece on holiday. I was like, I have no hair, but can I go for a beard trim? And like the nose things, they took the nose things, and you know what? Afterwards, I felt amazing.
Yeah,
even though there's like not a lot to look at. Do you know what I mean? But I was just like, it looked after me.
Personal care, isn't it? And it makes you feel good. And when that's taken away, you feel pretty awful, don't you? So
yeah. And obviously you've got a team to look after, as well. Did you guys keep in touch when all that went? Yeah,
we used to do FaceTimes, and have a drink like everyone else did. A couple of glasses of wine and check in. But yeah, it was a scary time, and the girls on furlough, where they're going to get paid, how are they going to be supported, how was I going to support them, especially with just being a new business, not established for over 10 years. But
your clientele as well. You've got this book of people that would come to you. That's all gone. Did that kind of come back straight away, or I guess like lots of people needed haircuts after the pandemic? Yeah,
a lot of them have come back. A lot of them have learnt to live with hair colour. Box dyes. To leave the haircuts for longer than 6 to 8 weeks. So we were finding that people were coming back. Within longer periods of time, but most of them have come back.
Oh, that's good.
And supported us.
So I always talk about this coiled spring. He's going on about his spring again. But that's what COVID was. There's this coiled spring, and then everything opened again. We deal a lot with festivals and businesses and things where there was definitely an effect after COVID where everybody wanted everything all at once. Holidays, haircuts, events, festivals, pubs. We went around the pubs when they were first able to open again. You had to book tables and apps and stuff like that, and it was horrendous. It was absolutely, I was like, why did we even bother with this? It was just so busy. Did you guys manage to manage it okay, or was it overwhelming?
Yeah, it was quite overwhelming, because if you can imagine, you've been out of work for 6 months to a year, and then suddenly you've got to redo all your books, and you've got to ring around all your clients, and obviously when we do our rebooking system, the ones that were booked in before, you have to manage your books properly and get those ones in first, and then you've got new clients coming in, so it took a fair while to go through the system and make sure that everything was fair for all the clients.
Did you get your whole team back, or did you have to train new people up?
No, we've got everybody in.
Good. I've got a good friend, Sati. She used to run SY1.
I know Sati. I used to work for her.
She's amazing, and I love her very much. And I learned a lot from her and how she would have to manage things, because it's not easy, is it?
No.
These are things that are transferable onto life, into many different aspects of life. When you're responsible for people's hair, for the business, for people's livelihoods, Now we're here to talk really about Locks to Lashes, because you guys have made a decision to go green, right? Completely ethical with I was chatting to someone this morning and about this interview, because I can talk about the inside of a ping pong ball for about 2 hours, right? I can talk about. I messaged you on email. I was like, I had a really good conversation about water for about 20 minutes. It's really interesting conversation. And when it comes to this, it is a huge segue into quite a conversation that we could have for probably a couple of hours, because my friend was saying, oh, well, aren't salons like known for using chemicals and stuff? How do you do that? How do you go green? So how and why?
Well, we work with a company called Green Salon Collective.
Okay.
And they work with all these different salons. And what we do is we recycle everything. So 0 waste to landfill. Chemicals, obviously you put them in a bag and they deal with them. They don't go down the drain, etc.
Okay.
Things like foils get recycled, plastic, everything, metal, glass, all that sort of stuff. People's hair gets recycled. And the cool thing about that is that they use it for mopping up oil spillages in the sea.
Really?
Yeah, and using it for garden twine.
Hair?
Yeah, it's great. I know.
Can you imagine?
I know. Yeah, so all these oil spills, they sort of found out that if you put it into a sort of net, that you can just basically mop up all the oil. So it soaks it all up, which is great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And garden twine, for sort of pinning back your roses and things. They've discovered that they can make, a sort of rope-like type thing. So yeah, it's good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good.
I realize the hair is so versatile. I mean, I know there's cancer charities and things that make wigs, and they make wigs in general, hair extensions and stuff. That's cool. How was that as a transition though to go from, because it's not just you, it's your whole team, making sure everybody's doing the right things and putting the right things in the right places and stuff. How was that?
It was pretty easy because we all sort of had a chat about it and wanted to do something for the environment. So with Green Salon Collective, you get these bins and they're labelled hair, plastic, etc. You've got the recyclable bags and things. It's just giving a bit of,
I do always wonder what they do with all that hair. They sweep up.
It's a lot of hair, hair. And if every salon can do it, then you can imagine what they can do for the environment. But yeah, no, I mean, it was pretty easy. It's something that we've wanted to do. All that waste that salons can produce, it seems silly to.
I can imagine. Did it affect like your business? Did people start coming to you because you were more ethical? Yeah,
we've had a couple of new clients. To be fair, considering obviously we charge a £1 fee. How it works is £1 fee for every client that comes. If they're happy to recycle their hair, etc., then that goes towards the cost of the pickup of the guys who work for Green Salon Collective. They come and get our recyclable stuff. Clients have come in knowing that we're a green salon. They advertise for us. They're happy. They all want to do their own part. Good. So no, it's been a good transition.
Yeah. And like as far as like the stuff you use for your hair, it's all the same stuff. You just deal with it in a more responsible manner. The
company that we use, they're all eco-friendly anyway. Kevin Murphy, who we use, the products that we use, they take the plastic out of the ocean and use it for their bottling anyway. They're all vegan friendly, etc., not tested on animals. So we don't work with really harsh chemicals anyway.
No.
So
yeah. Have you had? This is going to sound like a weird question, and I'm trying not to be negative. I've kind of had to start being negative lately at the moment because I'm having to defend an awful lot of people at the moment. Weirdly, on social media, I don't know what it is, but social media is just it's bad anyway. But at the moment, it just seems to be collapsing in on itself. But have you had a lot of naysayers? People go,
no, not at all. Yeah? All our clients have come to us because, the new ones, because they want to be green. They want to come to a green salon. The ones that were already clients of ours, they're happy enough.
Probably didn't notice.
Yeah, no, not at all. And they were happy to do it.
Because it's a weird thing, where something will be brought up on social media about the environment or something, and people are just nuts, aren't they?
Yeah.
In the comment threads and stuff. So I'm glad that's kind of you kind of just slotted in well.
Yeah. No, it's been good choice, and we want to do something for the environment. Our grandchildren, our children. So yeah, no, it's been a good choice.
Yeah, fantastic. Where do you go from here now? Do you stick with the one salon? Do you franchise out? What would you like to do with your career?
With my career, I would like to have a couple of salons.
Yeah.
Little tiny boutique salons dotted around in places. But it's just working on this business and getting it up and running again since COVID, and making sure that one's,
Have you caught up yet, or is it still?
Yeah, we're getting there now. It's good. But of course, COVID's hit again, and you've got cancellations. But everyone rebooks and things. But I think the future, I'd like to have a couple of salons.
Lots of people going on all day at the moment. I guess it's your busiest.
Yes, nails and beauty, and yeah.
What are the biggest challenges when it comes to running your own business? What are the things that keep you up at night? Like, oh my God, I wish that'd just go away.
Making sure that everyone's happy and everything's going to run smoothly the next day. What happens in the future, especially when we were closed down for lockdown, none of us expected it. So, if anything like that happens again, you've got to be prepared. Yeah.
We can't say never, can we? We can never say never.
No, exactly. And just making sure that you're delivering a good service.
I remember an interview I did for a podcast I used to do. It's still, by the way, guys, it still exists. If you do want to go back and listen to some of our You Suck episodes, US, UK episodes are still there. And we did a really good one with a NASCAR driver called Jesse Iwuji. Really nice guy, and he's a very successful business guy. He created his own NASCAR Xfinity team, and he's very successful. And I asked him, like, how do you do that? How do you become the person you are and run all this? And he's like, I have a system, and one of the first things I do is I wake up, and you're not supposed to look at your phone, but I do. Yeah. I look at my phone, check for any fires that I need to put out. That's it, straight away. Go on your emails and have a look, see is there any problems. And I kind of took a lot from him. That's the first thing I do now is check my phone, make sure everything's running smoothly.
Yeah. I think you've definitely got to have structure, and you've got to have a schedule in place, and you've got to be organised, definitely. And you've got to be on it all the time.
There are a super a lot amount. I think Shrewsbury is famous for coffee shops and salons, right? There's lots there. Yeah. Do you guys talk to each other? Have you guys got a good communication? Is it a good environment amongst you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I know a few girls that have got salons in town. We're just slightly out of town, so we don't. Sometimes if you're in town, you network. You work with salons, you work with companies. But because we're just outside in Ellesmere Road, we're slightly out of it. But we do know quite a few people that have got their own salons. And it's successful. And it's a good community, it's everyone should help each other. Yeah. It's
totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Obviously you've been experienced, you've gone right through the ranks, from the beginning right to owning your business. Are you at a stage now where you can look at a young person doing hair and spot that talent? That girl is going to be a star.
Yeah, you can. I think you can look at people and know whether or not they've got the flair for the job. Yeah, definitely.
I think I'd be terrible. I would be so terrified to touch someone's hair. Like, oh my God, I'm going to ruin it.
The first time I did, when I was let on the shop floor on a model night, it was scary.
When I was in Wrexham, when I grew up in Wrexham, I grew up in Wrexham when I was in Wrexham. There was one of those signs on the door. I had longish hair then. I had hair gone once, guys. And they were like, models wanted. And I was like, okay, I went in. And they did like blonde highlights and they did all... I always remember that. That's the classiest I think I've ever had my hair. Yeah. I think I was about 16.
Nice.
Say someone's listened to this and they want to one day own their own business or businesses. They're at the beginning, that first rung of the ladder. What advice would you give them?
I'd say get a business coach. Definitely, that helped me a lot. Yeah. Make sure you're organised. Get some help. Get some info off people. Network. Do your homework. Do your budgeting. Get a business plan in place. And just go for it.
Don't deviate from the plan.
No, just
stick to the plan.
Yeah, stick to the plan. And once you're confident, then you can start, branching off. Make sure you know your numbers. Numbers are always good, when you're running a business, from budgeting to what's coming into your bank account.
Yes, of course.
Making sure you don't overspend. Money in the bank isn't always yours. So, and just do it. I think,
It's great advice as well, just to be able to just go. Yeah. Just fly. Just do it, because you're always going to regret it if you don't.
And if you don't succeed, you get on and do something else. It's not the end of the world, is it?
No.
And
they say deviate from the plan. I always say, stick to the plan. I'm always deviating from the plan. I'm always like, wait, we can do this as well. Maybe we can do this as well. Overwhelm myself. Oh my God, I can't do this, can't do that, can't do that. Yeah, I'm terrible for it. I'm always taking in too much. And it sounds like I'm complaining. I love what I do, by the way, walking around with the cameras and the mics, going to the festivals and speaking to you guys, But sometimes I say yes too much. Yeah. And then before I know it, I'm kind of like, I've done too much. Yeah. The fun part is getting the interviews. The hard part is making sure that people can hear them. Yeah. What would you say to a company or a salon that's listening to this that isn't green? Yeah,
go green. Get on it. Get on the green train. Yeah. I think it's massively important, and if we can all try and do a little bit of something to help the environment and the future of your grandchildren, your children, and yourselves, do it. It's there's no bad in any of it. No. It's all good.
All I can say is, the signs of global warming are starting to show on a massive scale now. Yeah. It's terrible flash flooding in Australia over the last few weeks. The fires in California, the terrible bushfire they had across the whole of Australia. There's so much going on right now. You can't deny it. You can't deny what's going on with this planet, whether it's natural, whether we're making it worse. If we can help it, slow it down and help the planet in that way, then I think we should all do our bit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Businesses are like children, aren't they? You've got to make sure they're nurtured, and they've got to make sure that nothing's going wrong, make sure they survive and things like that. What are the things that you put into your business to make sure that it runs smoothly? You got to keep things fresh, you got to keep things stable, or is there a mixture of both?
Just got to make sure, like in our industry, that the customer care is there and that your clients are always happy. Yeah. That your team are trained up, that you're introducing new things, new treatments, new hair colours. You don't want to get stale as a business, There's
got to keep fresh with new ideas.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at fashion and
and the hairdressing's moving so quickly. It's a fashion industry at the end of the day, and fashion doesn't just stop.
No.
So you've always got to be going on fresh training courses. Keeping up. Otherwise, you get left behind. And just making sure that you've got the knowledge. Yeah. I
always love looking at, this is the barbers obviously, but I'm like looking at the barbers. I'll take my boy to get his hair cut and look at the pictures, 1 to 1,000,000, whatever it is. You got, Zac Efron on one side, David Beckham on. I love seeing the David Beckham one because I'm like, that's so 2006. Yeah. This one over here is 2001. I mean, this is 1955. Like, you've got to stay on top of things, haven't you? Yeah. I mean, I suppose fashions do come back around, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So some of the haircuts will never go out of fashion. Bobs are a classic haircut which you can tweak and make to look funky, or just a classic classic cut. But yeah, definitely training is key. Yeah, making sure you're fresh.
Let's talk about the business, what you guys offer then as a business. Somebody's listening now thinking, I need a salon actually. What do you guys offer as a service? Is it just hair? Do you do hair and beauty obviously?
We do hair and beauty. We've got we do gel nails, eyelash perming, we do eyebrow waxing, tinting. We do all aspects of hairdressing. So we do wedding hair, we do colours, cuts, treatments, blow dries. Yeah, we offer quite a bit.
And where can people find you, like on social media and stuff like that?
So social media, we've got an Instagram page, Locks to Lashes. So that's LOCKS 2 lashes, all one word. And again, the same on Facebook. And also we're on Google My Business as Locks to Lashes. So
what's your favourite aspect of the business? Is it hair or is it the nails and stuff?
Well, I solely do the hairdressing, so yeah, I do the hair and I enjoy doing hair. Yeah.
Do you do nails? Sorry, I've just said nails.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do nails.
My wife's always looking for places to get nails done, so I'll send her your way next time she needs hers done.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well, thank you for chatting to me. It's been really nice getting to know, because like I kind of fumble my way around these conversations. I probably should have invited a co-host that knows what they're talking about, but I feel like we've done quite a bit. Unless there's anything I've missed. Is there anything that you want to talk about that you were?
No, it's been good. Yeah.
Oh, good. A guy without hair successfully has a conversation about hair. That's fantastic. I love it. Right, guys, before we go, we need to talk about something. All right, we need to talk about Pod Aid. Okay, this is a 24-hour live podcast that we're going to be doing in September. Starts at 9 a.m. on the 29th of September and carries on till 9 a.m. on the 30th of September. We use that day because it coincides with International Podcast Day. And this is a 12. We're going to have cameras, microphones. We're going to be at Love to Stay for the whole time. 24-hour-long guests. Charles Denscom from Micro Videos has given us a TV camera. I've got my microphones. We've got a venue. Reach are our sponsors, so they're sorting us out with our logos and our graphic design. Last year they made us look so sexy. They brought all of this stuff, banners and everything, t-shirts. It was fantastic. So we've got them, and we're going to be raising as much money as possible for Ling & Davis. Last year we raised over £3,000. It was amazing. We're going to try and beat that this year. Now the way we can do this is we're going to be selling hour-long sponsorships for £100. So for an hour long, what you get is we'll display your logo on the screen. We'll give you an audible shout out. Hey, this hour is brought to you by... And every single penny goes to Ling & Davis. And now the show is kind of half UK based, half American based. So like during the day when the UK is awake, we'll put all our UK sponsors, and then when America wakes up and the UK goes to bed, we'll put some American sponsors on. That's kind of how it's going to work. We've got half of our team in LA, half of our team over here in Shropshire. So it's very good. If you want to get involved, if you want to buy a sponsorship hour slot off us, please get in touch. I am determined to sell every single one. We've got 24 up for grabs. We've sold a few already. We could do with your help. So yeah, Pod 8 is going to be fantastic. That's such a ramble when I do that. you guys are used to it on the show, but I have to take a proper deep breath when I go in for that. Thank you for chatting to me, Olivia.
Thank you very much.
It's been great. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening to The Biscuit. Peace out.